The fight between Ichika and Asta has gone to a whole nother level after Asta started to disrespect Ichika as he is Team Yami and not believing everything that she has said about Yami and the backstory. And the whole time Ichika, she is very pissed off because the fact that Asta's not believing her, and also that Asta is a foreigner, so of course he doesn't get what she's feeling. And throughout this whole battle, things are gotten a lot interesting because Asta starts to figure out how to use Zetten in his own way. And while he's trying to figure out how to master this technique, it seems like the lands of the rising sun also are getting some visitors, and they're here to spread the word of the gospel of Lucius. All of this is going down in this latest chapter of Black Clover. We start off in the beginning of the chapter where we left off after Ichika, she was transformed into her samurai mode while using her Jujutsu Black Cloak. And as she's getting ready to go ahead and throw hands against Asta, she used this spell, this levitational spell, to pull Asta towards her. And Asta's just looking lost, like, oh my gosh, I'm going towards her really fast. As Ichika is going to lift up her sword, about to swing at Asta, Asta goes ahead and he activates his Devil Union mode to counteract against her Yoroku, because he wants to go ahead and block her magic so that way he won't get hit. And it's kind of interesting because when Asta transformed into his Devil Union mode, he went not full on Devil Union mode because half of his body is still human while the other half of his body is fully just 100% like, Devil Union mode, like how his Devil Union mode state looks. So you just see like his arm is just being normal and that kind of factor. So he's not fully 100% because clearly he wants to analyze and see how he's able to handle it. Or maybe this is a different form of the Devil Union mode. We don't know yet for sure. So during the whole course of time, Asta, he begins to block every single attack that Ichika continuously throwing at him. And it's to the point where Ichika actually kicked him and he was flying and he crashed into a stone mountain where water is just all over him. But Asta gets back up and he goes ahead and he starts to fight. And then out of nowhere, it seems like he is getting closer and closer to Ichika, catching up to her, because he's saying that I got you, and he starts to swing, but Ichika goes ahead and dodge. And so as she dodged, she goes ahead and she activated one of her magic called Dark Jujutsu Black Star. So Ichika stated that her Black Star creates a gravitational pull that she can create an opening for her enemy, which works well for her abilities when she used taijutsu and kenjutsu, which means like she used her sword style or fighting style. And also she's using this technique on herself so that way Asta won't predict where she's aiming for. So at this time, Ichika, she goes ahead and uses this technique and it forms clones of her as it keeps raining down to Asta. And Asta, he is just looking like, okay, which one is the real one? And you can kind of say that this was the kind of technique that she probably used in the beginning of the chapter, because remember, Asta says that I was being pulled in, like Asta was being dragged towards her. So Asta was just like, nah, forget this. I'm going to summon one of my swords. And he summoned Demon Destroyer Sword, wiping out all of Ichika's Dark Star technique. But that's not stopping Ichika from going in for the attack. So as both of them are about to clash again, Yojutsu magic is not enough. This is a battle of strength. And this duel will be decided on who can pull off Zetten. And as both of them are getting closer and closer, Asta's saying that I got it this time. And so Asta begins to swing and Ichika begins to swing. But unfortunately, Ichika was able to land the hit first and she was able to kick Asta in the head, crashing into the river. As Ichika says, there's no chance in hell you can beat me with a Zetten clash. A person of the highest status, the same level as a shogun or the wizard king or whatever you guys call it. And it seems like Asta, he is figuring out how to use Zetten and his own way, because in the past couple of chapters, Asta was saying that while people use this technique in their own way, and it's not just like one way, there's multiple ways that how you use it. So Asta, he's trying to learn how to use this technique, but he's doing it in his own way, which is very, very interesting. So as Ichika goes ahead and stomping around, being all mad, she says that you have no determination, you have no conviction, you have no competence. You will never be someone like that. As Asta's getting up from the river, and he says, I can feel it in her ki, the anger towards me and Captain Yami, but that's not it. That's not the only thing that you have in your mind. Then Ichika gets very, very irritated by Asta at this point, because she is saying, how dare you? You don't talk to me like that, like you know me, you fool. So Asta's like, all right, come on. I figure it out. My own Zetten style. I can pull this off perfectly and I will win. So as both of them charge towards each other, about to do one final blow, Ryu appears out of nowhere, blocking both of their attacks with his own elbows. Ryu is showcasing how strong he is, and he's showcasing that Shogun status, because he says to both of them, that's enough, both of you. As Ichika, she goes ahead and she apologizes and asking him for forgiveness. And then out of nowhere, Ryu is just saying like, girl, just cut it out, man. Just chill, just chill. So then he goes to Asta and he says that you don't seem like you be doing so hot yourself. He was like, are you bleeding a bit? Because Asta, he has a blood coming out from his right side of his face. So then Asta was just looking, and he was just saying that just now I couldn't perform Zetten. No matter how you look at it, it was completely my loss. If I could get a hang of it. I just need more time to actually master this technique. So he goes to Ryu and he says, Ryu, I'm sorry if I hurt you. And Ryu was just like, man, don't worry about it. Go get healed up and you'll be fine. And everything's all cool. And then at this moment, it kind of indicated that Asta, he was figuring out Zetten. And he was actually figuring out the fundamentals. He was like catching on, and he was going to like catch up. But the issue was that Asta, he said it himself that he lost it. So it seems like if Asta had did that clash, Asta would have lost, because he couldn't really fully pull it off. He says that he figured it out, but the issue was that he couldn't pull it off. So Asta, he would have lost this fight. But the next time, Asta would probably master it, because that's why he says, I still need more time to go ahead and master it. Like, he's like, I'm figuring it out because I'm doing it my own way. And he kind of has the fundamentals, but he's not fully 100% mastered it. So he kind of mastered like a good portion of this technique. So at this time, Ryu, he's just like, wait a minute, both of you guys be quiet. And then he was just like, he looks up in the air and then he says, oh, so they finally arrived, huh? And then out of nowhere, we see Sister Lily and her goons right above the lands of the rising sun, saying that I only heard stories about this place and I didn't think it exists. The land of the rising suns. As Sister Lily is looking down, and the chapter ends as her and her goons, it seems like they're about to land in the lands of the rising suns, which is very interesting and is going to showcase how the people view Asta probably at the lands of the rising suns. Because remember, Ichika stated that these people don't like foreigners because foreigners brings disaster into their lands. So the fact that Asta's there, guess what? Ichika was kind of right, because in the way, since Asta's in the land of the rising sun and he's a foreigner, he's bringing a whole bunch of disasters, such as Sister Lily and her goons, because they're here to spread the gospel of Lucius. So either way, next week's chapter is going to be very crazy. It's going to be very interesting, and I'm here for it. So let me know down in the comment section what you guys are very excited about this chapter, what your guys' thoughts and theories are. Let me know if I was like wrong or anything, or what your opinions are about this chapter or this review. Anyways, if you guys do like the video, please give it a like, subscribe, and remember, always be decent. This is the Monotone Man, and hope you guys have a wonderful day and be safe out here. Peace.